Disaster management teams are on high alert across the country, and this is amid disruptive rain warnings from the South African Weather Service this week. There's also that orange level 8 warning for KwaZulu-Natal, and residents there are being warned to be cautious. Let's talk to Senzelwe Mzila, who speaks for COGTA in the province, to discuss support for communities likely to be affected and disaster plans should things go awry, as they have in previous years. Good morning, Senzelwe. Welcome to the program. When you get a weather warning like this, what operational responses are immediately put into place?
Good morning to you and good morning to your viewers at home. Yes, the province of KZN is expecting inclement weather conditions today with the level 8 warning that we've received from the Weather Service. Immediately once this warning was received, the MEC for COGTA, Reverend Senzelwe, placed all disaster management teams on high alert. The Provincial Disaster Management Center also convened a special provincial JOC meeting where all stakeholders were on board and where all their plans were reviewed. This JOC meeting included stakeholders such as SANRAL and all line function departments and all disaster practitioners from the various municipalities.
Okay, so that's great to hear operationally. For communities who are suddenly surprised by something bad happening, their homes being destroyed, a flooding event, how do they connect to your ops center?
Well, the important thing for our communities is first and foremost to take heed to this weather warning that has been issued. Across all municipalities in the province, we've got community development workers, we've got ward committees that are working with communities that are in specifically areas that are low-lying to ensure that there is loud hailing and that communities are fully made aware of the potential impact of these rains, specifically in areas that are low-lying. As a department as well, we've got the disaster management centers that are across all our districts, and these are easily accessible, and all of these have got their numbers. We've shared, in fact, their numbers on all of our social media platforms. We've also disseminated this information to all our municipalities.
So you would say then that the communication with communities, and I think there are 5 or 6 that have been identified by the South African Weather Service as being high risk, you would say that the communication has been constant, it is there, people in those communities know what to do should disaster strike?
Well, remember, here we're facing the risk of flooding in a number of communities. Also, we're facing the risk of mud-based houses collapsing on our roads, flooding, and also our bridges. It's across all residents across our province, because we want all residents to be aware of what is required of them. But also the important thing as well is that residents who are in specifically low-lying areas and areas that they know are prone to weather-related incidents such as flooding, it's important for those communities to be on the alert all the times. The department has engaged with all the mayors, all the municipalities, to ensure that public facilities such as community halls and schools are available should the need arise for possible evacuations.
Senzelwe, what has been done since April 2022 when the province, including the Greater Durban area, South Coast, received more than 300 millimeters of rain over a short 24-hour period? We know it led to deadly flooding there. Hundreds were dead, around 460 people, many others missing by the end of May 2022. Countless homes destroyed. I think the number was pegged at 4,000, 40,000 left homeless, 45,000 temporarily left unemployed. So the cost of infrastructure and business losses then amounting to a whopping 36 billion rand. And there was a national state of disaster declared at that time. Just talk to us about targeted programs to bring infrastructure, to restore and rehabilitate infrastructure so that we don't have that magnitude of devastation.
Well, the important thing here, Iman, is that multi-sectoral stakeholders were involved in ensuring that there was a sufficient response. You remember that whenever there's an incident that takes place, COGTA's role is to coordinate the response. And we've been fortunate in that a number of stakeholders, such as your Department of Human Settlements, other line function departments, have been working hand in hand with the eThekwini Metro to ensure that those who are displaced do have shelter, and to ensure also that there are plans going forward to mitigate the possible risk of further flooding. You will also note that one of the challenges that we face, Iman, is that at times our communities choose to reside in areas that are low-lying. So the department has been partnering with all municipalities to ensure that this information is communicated, and also that this information is communicated to institutions such as the Institution of Traditional Leadership. As you will know, that the province of KZN, it's a deeply rural province with a number of communities specifically residing under Amakosi. So this approach is helping to ensure that communities are fully aware of the possible dangers that we face as a province as a result of such weather conditions.
Well, I want to go back to both those responses, because as COGTA, you have to be aware of, as you say, it's about really managing and coordinating how different departments respond. Really do want to know whether you're satisfied that whether it's human settlements or infrastructure, that they've begun that rehabilitation work so that you do not find yourself in a situation where the loss of life and property is as massive as it was in 2022. What have you heard, and are you satisfied that they have been making exponential progress? What numbers can you share with us?
Okay. Well, the land function departments are fulfilling their mandate. And also, Iman, don't forget that municipalities are the first responders whenever there's an incident that takes place. And, you know, we've got also the National Disaster Management Center that was active, and the support that was received by the department. Because remember, when those incidents occurred, the national government intervened, declared the province as a state of disaster. Resources were allocated through the National Disaster Management Center, and the Department of COGTA can confirm that a number of projects were done, whether it be the rehabilitation of roads, whether it be through human settlements, the grants that were given to municipalities or line function human settlement departments in the province. This was done, and we can assure that these monies were utilized for that effect. But with the warning that we've received right now, the department is concerned, but the department as well has been assured by stakeholders that all systems are on board, all systems go in terms of the preparation, and already we've seen swift responses so far.
All right, we'll leave it there. And I think, as you say, because this is such a risky, potentially risky situation, given the history of the impact of weather in certain areas in KwaZulu-Natal, we would have to also then engage the other departments responsible for those upgrades and mitigating potential devastation. We'll also talk about enforcement against people who are building in areas where their lives and the lives then of the emergency responders would be at risk. Thanks for your time this morning, Senzelwe Mzila, speaking for COGTA in KwaZulu-Natal, ahead of this level 8 weather warning.